everybody got their July minutes?
Yes.
Do I have any questions or additions or deletions to the minutes? Not, can I get a motion to approve them?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are those your minutes that we're approving?
No,
Okay.
it looks like I lost the minutes.
No, here we go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Okay, Susie, treasurer's report.
Okay, the beginning balance, June 30th, was $530,647.95. The cash receipts for the month of July was $330,083.60. The disbursements was $75,678.54, and the balance at the end of July was $785,053.01.
Your fund balances are on the second sheet.
Okay.
Any questions? If not, can I get a motion to approve the treasurer's report as submitted?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Sue?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Tanya?
Yes.
And yes for me.
Okay.
Okay, we have Jeff here again.
Yep.
Hi, Jeff.
Hello. Thanks for having me again. So, we'll go ahead and get started with talking about the sanitary district 12-inch force main that we've been talking about for the past few months. I think we're getting pretty close getting this project to move forward. Just today, the sanitary district received the IEPA construction and operating permit for the new force main, so that's a big step in the right direction for us. That was the longest lead time for these kind of formal approvals. It had a 3-month lead time, so happy to get that done a little bit ahead of schedule. The next item that had the longest lead time is really the railroad crossing permit. And so the letter that I had sent to Quinn from Frankie and to you today, Marlene, was really part of that permit application for the railroad crossing. They want to make sure that whoever's applying for the crossing permit has done their due diligence and coordinated with the property owners on either side of the railroad. We do have a sign off from the city, and like I said in the letter, Frankie said in the letter, this is not a binding letter. This is more of just a formality so the railroad can check it off on their checkbox and we don't just get rejected for not having a complete submittal.
Okay, well.
And it doesn't require board approval or voting. It's just something that can be done.
How come?
Because it's just formality. It's just correspondence.
Well, right now, basically, we don't have a contract or anything, so
here's
we're kind of at a standstill.
Yeah.
I mean, you came in January. Nobody from the board came until June, and that was Frankie, and he's here again, and we told him that night that we needed their attorney to contact Quinn to work on a contract, because we have certain things that we want put in it and certain items that we're not going to have in it, and nothing was done. That was June. This is now August, and then Mr. Atterbury brought the contract to Quinn Thursday afternoon. We cannot do that. Contracts have to be done ahead of time. Everything we do is done through the attorneys. Then we will bring it into the next meeting and approve it.
Yeah.
If it's, satisfactory to everyone here.
And we're not asking for anything with the easement tonight.
Well, we
But to us, it's all together. Can you see why? They haven't even seen this easement. I made copies for the board tonight, but
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, in the letter, it specifically says, this letter and the agreement to the location of the bore pit does not constitute the easement for the force main through the remainder of the Taylorville Park District property.
But what if we sign it and then we just can't agree on something?
Well, then we don't have a project.
Well,
It's
it
that
may
simple.
not. I mean, it is that simple.
What's the harm in that then? We can't apply for the railroad permit. We could submit that application, and they may say that location's no good, and we're gonna have to revise our whatever easement is agreed upon anyway after that time. But we don't know that until we make a submittal to the railroad and get their approval.
So again, why do we have to have a sign, why do we have to sign something before you can get approval from the railroad company?
They just want to know that we have coordinated with both property owners, because the district does not own property on either side of the railroad. The part on the northwest side is owned by the city. The part on the southeast side is owned by the park district.
It's a notice issue. They want to know that notice was given to both property owners on both sides. And they want proof that there was notice given to both sides that this project is trying to be sought. And so that's what this letter does, is say, yes.
Why wasn't the contract given to our attorney before last Thursday?
I
That's
wasn't,
what I questioned.
I wasn't told about it until this past board meeting. And then I got the items from Jeff, which would be the survey, that I could attach to it about 2 weeks ago.
It just makes me think you guys don't have your ducks in a row. If you're not even letting us see how your ducks are in a row.
See what I'm saying? They haven't even seen the proposed easement. I mean,
Yeah.
And here we get into the problem again. What was your original dates, Jeff, on the start for this project?
So we would ideally, now that we have the construction permit from the EPA, that was really going to be our last piece to come together. We were planning to go out for bids sometime in mid-October, and possibly with an award and notice to proceed in December, and that would be on the west end, starting at Cheney, and then we wouldn't start any work in the park until after January 1.
Right, okay.
So that was kind of the intent.
Yeah, because we can't have anything going on in the park during Christmas.
Yeah, and that
We're well aware of that.
Right, and I thought we had discussed
I mean,
that previously.
We have taken.
So
this-
basically, you'd be doing the pit, the burrowing first over here.
Yeah, so we would do, we'd start on Cheney, and we won't even do the railroad crossing until January. I mean, that would be not until then. I mean, we wouldn't.
I guess if that's your timeline, would it hurt to push this back till next month? I mean,
So we can get the contract.
yeah, so we
Done
can,
and
Dennis
approved.
can give me the
Yeah.
agreement, we
Yeah.
can look at it all, this board can be advised, they'll feel comfortable in making their vote.
If we can, the attorneys can get together, Quinn knows everything and what we want in it, then, and we can get it to that point, then we can bring it in, and everybody can get a copy of it prior to the meeting, and we can get it approved.
Yeah.
And we have 2 board members here absent tonight as well,
Yeah.
due
Yeah.
to issues, but, you know, it's not that we don't want to work with you, but we're not gonna just plunge into it.
Yeah.
We're here for the betterment of the park district, that's our priority.
Yeah.
And, you know, so that's the way we have to look at it. We want to work with you and get it done, that's not the issue.
Yeah.
It's just the manner
Yeah.
of getting it done.
Let me say this, I've already taken this to the mayor, and the mayor's already signed off on this. This is just a matter of, you know, saying, you know, we'll let, you know, it's gonna come through there. But I mean, you know, the mayor already signed off, and the city council didn't even have.
Well,
to.
but they have nothing to do with the park district.
Well, I'm just setting my precedence that way. That's
Right.
what my question
Well,
is.
from what I've read in the paper, from the last time, I think a month ago, that you went to their meeting, that you guys have been working with them hand in hand for some time. And like I said, Jeff came in January, nobody showed up here till June. So,
Are you
you
guys,
know, we have a meeting every month.
are you guys agreeable to the free sewer service for the board?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
I
Free
think
sewer
we
for the
mentioned
board.
that to you at the last board meeting.
We'll have to bring
Run
it
June.
up, I don't know. You know,
See, I mean,
this is the
that-
first I've ever heard of it.
Yeah.
Well, you need to let us know.
This is the
Well,
first
these are
I've
some
ever
things,
heard of
but
this.
they're- I think we mentioned it
Yeah,
at
it
the
was-
meeting
it
last
was
month,
mentioned at the
in
last
2
meeting,
months ago when
yeah.
you were here, in June. So, I mean, if the two of them can get together, then we can get this thing moving.
And Quinn also mentioned there's a couple other issues that you wanted to
Right.
discuss.
Something else, I don't know if we need to bring up now. A lot of this.
Well, a
I
lot
can
of it
clean
is
up,
stuff that he can, there's no sense in bringing it up now, but
Okay.
I mean, there are things that
But
you can
I
talk
think
over with them.
We just got a time.
Everything
issue.
I've texted you on, and some other issues too, but I'll
I just want to try to
go
answer
over
any questions that you have.
it. Right now,
I think we're good.
I think we're pretty good. I've sent him things that we want in there, different things we're looking at, and
But why don't we give everybody?
Right.
time
With
to
regards
pass
to
it?
the sewer agreement though, that would have to be what we call an intergovernmental agreement, and you can just get approved at the same time if that's what both sides want to do. You don't put that in the easement itself, but you would have an intergovernmental agreement, is what, and I would draft that too.
sure.
We'll get together.
So what do you think on that, Clint?
I think we should wait and do it all at once.
Any other opinions?
I think so too.
Tanya?
I would like to see a contract that is agreeable, and that might take a while.
Okay.
I'll defer to the attorney. While we have him there.
Okay.
But I do want to work with them, so.
Sure,
We
absolutely.
don't want to delay them unnecessarily, but, you know.
No. And I mean, it sounds like with your scheduled date to go in, it's not,
Yeah,
Maybe the railroad, are they hard to get hold of and get stuff done with?
Yeah, they were,
Well,
I mean,
You
yeah.
know that.
It took us 6 months just to get permission to get on their property for the survey. Now, the one thing I will say is that they contract this part of it, the crossing permit, out to a third-party company that
Oh, really?
says it's only gonna be a 4 to 6 week turnaround time. But, I mean, so basically, if you have your meeting in September, I'm not sure what date that would be.
That would be, what is that, the 20 what? 20, I looked at it, but that was
6th,
26?
24th.
24.
24. So if we could get that easement or just the letter signed on that date, then 4 to 6 weeks from there would be the soonest that we could advertise. So we'd be looking at, worst case, if it is a 6 week turnaround, mid-November, then with an award probably mid-December, notice to proceed January 1. So we probably, if that's our timeline, we would give the contractor then the flexibility to start in the park at that point, and instead of starting on the west side.
Yeah, as of January 1.
Yeah, I mean, that we
That's
probably.
not gonna be a problem, is it, Gary?
that's not.
we-
But I know some other things that we had on here was, I know there were certain roads, but I think you had talked to him about that, to
Yeah.
bore under, we don't want him,
Yeah.
that
Yep.
they're going through them and that kind of thing. So that's all, stuff that we'll want in the contract,
Yeah.
the certain areas.
So I think in general, it would maybe affect the start date of construction, but we would just maybe start in the park and get through the park and get done, and so that way we're not pushing on the other end of your
Right.
events starting early spring,
That's all.
so.
It's somewhat dead out here that time of year anyway, so it wouldn't really, okay.
Go ahead and just call my office tomorrow and we can schedule something. I have availability this week and next.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a new business, adopt ordinance 2018-4, levying necessary taxes for fiscal year March 1. Quinn?
So, if you all recall, we had this on file last month. It's been on file now 30 days. Again, I take the figures from Sheridan Pulley, and we went through this a couple times now. We went through the funds. The total amount levied is $703,000. I had a typo. I corrected Bob caught. I don't have anything else I can add, so if anybody has any questions or comments, if not, I'd ask for a motion in a second.
Okay, no questions, I'll motion that we adopt ordinance number 2018-4.
I'll second that.
Okay. Sue?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Bob?
No.
Tanya?
Yes.
Me, yes. All righty. What do you need me to sign? Give me your pen, because mine's purple. That's a little bit.
And very confused.
Sure, I can do that for you.
27th day, and we put the wrong day again. Same day, right?
27th of
Yes.
I know I do, no problem with me.
Sure.
I'm just gonna take it, I didn't even wait till you answered it.
And if I could do one housekeeping issue, we passed the prevailing wage in June, and if you recall, the rates were not out.
Oh,
Mary Ann, always on the ball, found they are out. So we passed it with the,
old rates.
yeah, so this is our exhibit. We passed it knowing this would come out, so
You have to amend
Oh,
it.
I gotta do
we,
this.
no, 'cause when I made the motion, I said,
Yeah.
when these come out, we'll attach it. So
Yeah.
So it didn't require a motion that
No, we've
No,
already,
it-
I know.
Look,
I know. But
It's
It
tough,
looks like
isn't
an
it?
antique, doesn't it?
I think it is.
That's old, that
it's,
is
it's
really old.
way over.
Really old.
yeah, give her some money,
Yeah.
historically speaking, huh? Needs a little WD-40 on it or what?
Yeah, have to redo that. Assign.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pool repair resurfacing project bid.
Okay,
Gary?
Oh,
I couldn't get mine open on, I couldn't read it.
that's okay.
I read it.
The first thing we would like to do is take you on a little trip. We'd
That
like
is
you
a
guys
pool?
to go see the pool and the playground firsthand.
Better understand what we're talking about.
I got a good
Well, I
dose
got
of the
it.
pool today and I was floored.
Oh,
I mean,
know.
'cause
I'm not, because I've seen it all summer.
But this
Like
is
now the water right out.
oh, spring.
water in it. So we have the golf carts here and
Okay, good, love
Okay.
golf cart.
we're ready to take a little spin to go.
You wanna go for a ride?
sure.
I'm gonna leave my purse here.
I am too.
Yeah.
I am.
My
Somebody
kids are
bring
still here,
keys
too.
though.
Oh, your kids are here. Lock them kids out.
Lock those kids up, we don't want anybody to take them.
We get activated to Taylorville?
Yeah, the tape's back on.
Okay.
So you all got copies of the bid, what I typed up. I had reached out to Jason Anslett at iParks to, check on the verbiage that we needed and so forth. And he directed me to the Champaign Park District, and I worked with a man there who gave me some ideas. They had done some pool work and also playground work. So that's where you got the two copies of what we put together, yeah, you can
Yeah.
look at mine. The playground, I worked with Bailey, did the stuff that, I knew she needed to know, and then of course the pool with Gary.
If you don't,
Yeah.
I have it online on.
I read over this, I had prevailing
Well, I
wage
tried to, but my,
Yeah,
down.
I have which one are we talking about first?
well, she had both of them, she said it's
Both
for
of
the
them,
playground
yeah.
and the pool.
So
Let's
what-
talk about the pool first.
Yeah,
Okay, these are some comments I have. Prevailing wage, I don't think was mentioned.
I didn't see it, but I
could have swore that was in
Yeah,
there.
it's in
There's
there somewhere.
I think it
got
was
it.
something about the Prevailing Wage Act.
I thought so.
Well, maybe I saw it in this one here, the playground equipment, when I looked at it this afternoon. I could be wrong, maybe it's in there. We keep referring to Taylorville Park District, is that good enough for a legal description?
Taylorville Community Pleasure Driveway and Park
That's
District.
the, yeah.
That's the legal,
the
Yeah,
technical term.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know,
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
getting picky when it makes
No.
those
No,
comments,
but
but.
that's
You're
what
right.
we'd have to have on it.
Right.
And then, the definition of parties is in this playground.
What do you have, Bob?
Well, I'm
He's
looking,
on the
we
playground.
put them side by side. The definition of parties is in this playground one and not in the pool. At least I didn't see it.
They're both a little bit different.
Yeah, and so I don't know if we need to have that
Well,
in
they're two
there.
different contracts based.
But I mean,
on
still,
because
the parties are gonna be the same, I mean,
Yeah.
so I don't know. And then I just
That's
saw,
gonna be different.
yeah,
number of
under the
volunteers.
due date.
I'm assuming the guys would.
The due date, none of the dates,
Right.
They-
Nothing
they
is
were
in
just
there.
this is a typo, I think.
no, none of the due
No.
dates are in there. They were just put in there for
Examples.
examples right
This is
now.
strictly an example for you guys to look over, critique, before I do a
No,
final.
no, I'm just saying, I think you made a typo though, because September 21st is Friday.
What, that's what we
This
just
is
said.
just an example.
It's just an example.
Okay, I just wanna make
an
sure
example.
you knew that.
Yeah, we would,
Yes.
Yeah,
we would change the date when it's put
Yeah.
out.
right.
Oh, I thought we were gonna try and get these back for the next meeting.
No, I have to, if you guys look, you have
Oh, okay.
to make sure that these say everything you want them to say, because I'm not an attorney.
You checked them all,
I
right?
don't write
Yeah.
it.
You
That's
found
why
it.
I want
What
you guys
issues
to look
did you
at it.
have?
Well, my issue more were the global issues of can we define this stuff accurately on the pool, especially to get the proper bids coming back? Because I don't know the terminology of what needs to be done.
Well, that's the issue, and that's what Gary talked about when we was at the pool, and I talked about this to the guy from Champaign. We don't know. We have to have people come in here and tell us what needs to be done, because
So
really
before you
nobody
can
knows.
actually put
Well,
it out to
I
bid.
thought I saw
Well, we can
something.
put
Well,
it
no,
out to
you
bid.
can put
It's
it
in
out to
there.
bid
You can put it
with
out
what
to
you-
bid.
But because of the
States
issue,
on
we
there.
don't know,
Let me see.
is, are we talking concrete, are we talking?
Well, there's some definitions in here that covered that.
Yeah, I thought I saw something.
You
in
did. It was in here.
On the thickness and,
Right.
you know,
The stuff like the things that we know we have to have was typed up in here.
yeah.
Um,
It's got the six lap lanes to be painted.
Well, see, that,
That-
I want that painted
Okay,
taken
yeah,
out.
here we go, project requirements.
that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's on page 4.
Okay.
Assuring the proper preparation of the substrates, including the purging of the existing coat of the concrete surface. Trowel a finish coat of the specified plaster to a thickness between 1/4 and 3/8 inch maximum. Floating the plaster to a uniform plane and trowel to a smooth, dense, impervious surface using extreme care to avoid stains.
Care given to grades and flows,
Yeah.
making sure to mask off or plug openings so as not to fill such openings with excess plaster. Colored plaster, finished plaster, like product per specification herein shall be white in color, be of non-skid surface, and 2 transition lines and 6 lap lanes will need to be
That'll be changed.
Installed.
Installed.
Yeah, installed. Okay, do you want to say anything in
You
there?
probably need to
about-
make sure that you let them know that you're from the deep well, in what direction you
Well,
want those installed.
there's also a specification in there that they need to come and look at this.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have to come and look at
Before-
it.
Right, well,
basically
sure, yeah,
before they even
and
give us a
anybody that's gonna
bid.
bid should come and look at it.
Exactly.
We need to
Yeah.
If they
have,
don't, we don't want them.
you need to have a pre-bid conference with any contractors that's interested in this.
Right.
And do you want to put anything in there about asking
that
for
makes
a
sense.
bid for
Sure.
concrete floor, you know?
Well, I thought we had a section in there for
Oh, okay, maybe you
For,
did, maybe I didn't see that.
repair of,
If necessary.
if necessary.
Right, we have it in there, the
of,
things that are necessary.
and
Right, and also
Specific
possible
amount.
leaks, right.
Right,
up
Yeah, I
to
thought
this.
that was-
yeah,
like,
that's in there.
I think Sue's
Say-
talking about besides the plaster.
Yeah,
Right.
So am I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
so
thought you were
I
talking
see.
about patchwork.
No.
Oh,
okay,
I'm
my
talking
mistake.
about, cement work.
yeah.
Didn't we put that in there,
Underneath.
Marianne?
Yeah, we did. I just have to find it.
Yeah.
It's been a
Something
little bit
like
since I've looked at
So
it.
many foot of crack or whatever to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Why does the bottom have to be plastered?
Well, that's what I ask. We don't know,
We don't know.
you know?
We need professionals to come in here and tell us what the
Yeah.
best
Would we
options
be better
are
off
and
with
what our
concrete
costs
with
are.
rubberized on top of it?
Would it be
You
under
know?
alternates?
Yeah.
So,
See, and that's my point. Do we have this defined well enough to get the bids that are,
I don't know if we know what we want well enough.
and it's hard because we don't.
Well, that's what they're saying. They want to actually have someone, a
I want-
professional come in and look at it and say, look,
You can't, I mean, you can call one or two, but anybody that's gonna come down here and look's gonna know that this has to be bid out,
right.
okay? Well, if we're not,
taking
if
bids,
we're,
they're not gonna waste
if we're
your
not
time.
taking bids, we're wasting their time.
Right.
For the most part, that guy that come from Missouri, I wasted his time. He come and gave me, you know, he wrote that nice
Right.
projection to us, you know, which was nice, but that was 8 months ago, and
Sure.
We'll call him
Is there any
until we're
chance of
serious
getting
now.
an independent consultant in here, like the park district, or the Illinois, what do you call it, the Illinois Park District Association? That's somebody that could recommend, come
IMPD.
take a look at what we have, and not somebody trying to sell something, just something.
Well, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get people that are gonna want the job, not somebody that's just gonna come and tell you what needs done. I mean, isn't that what he gave me on that list that he sent me, I think, was,
From Champaign.
yes, was just the same. One of them was one of the guys that Gary had come down here.
Yeah.
It was just those, and he said, and he basically said, talk to Champaign because they just redid. I mean, this is a lot of this comes from the Champaign bid,
Right, and I
So, I
think
mean,
you're
this
gonna
is what
have
they
to
did
put it
to-
out, and you might wanna, just to reword it, that for as far as the surface, that you're leaving it open to either a plaster surface or a rubber
Yeah, open it up.
surface.
Yeah.
Open it up a little bit more so that when
Exactly, so-
people come to look at it and bid, they can say, well, we do this, I might be interested in coming and
Well, see,
telling you
here's
how
the
that will
alternates,
work.
That's- yeah.
and it says up here, the alternates, unless otherwise provided for in this bid, the name of a certain brand, make, or manufacturer does not restrict bidders to a specific brand, make, or manufacturer name, but conveys the general style, type, character, and quality of the material desired. Any materials which the Taylorville Park District in its sole discretion determines to be of equal of that specified. So that part's in there. There's another part in here that says for them to tell, them to bid to us what they think,
What would be the
right?
best
What's the
solution,
best?
right.
Where somebody may bid cement, somebody may bid a certain kind of plaster, somebody may bid a certain kind of rubberized floor.
Right.
That's in
That's
here.
how it was typed up
Okay.
to be done in here, and I'll double check it, but I
Well-
remember discussing that with you and typing it up.
Yeah, then that should cover
I
us.
didn't see
mean,
the
if-
rubberized surface, maybe
I
missed
didn't.
And I don't know that I said rubberized surface, but it's just, it was
Rubberized,
a
up into
general,
concrete or.
it was a general.
Either plaster or rubberized is done over concrete, because we had the guy,
Yeah.
remember many years ago when we first came on the board, come out here and look about doing the rubberized line or
On the
thing or
pool,
whatever.
rubber
Yeah,
pool,
yeah, that was actually like a fitted thing they put in.
like a liner.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was,
It's like a welded liner.
what was it? It was like, I think it was like, I'm trying to remember, because
Yeah,
it's
I
been
don't
like
remember, but
way
it was
back,
just
like
way
maybe
ahead.
300,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it was like
This,
Wait.
blow your mind, kind of.
That's
That's- that's the liner material.
Yeah.
I think it's welded.
Yeah, and it's, yeah, so
It's
I
gonna
mean,
have seams in it, isn't it?
It's gonna have seams in it, yeah. I mean, obviously, their rolls are bigger than that, but you're not gonna get a roll 75 foot wide.
right.
No,
And on this
100
bidder
foot
sheet,
long.
it says that they
Good.
give
I mean, your
specifications of
your length
dimensions
is
of
nothing.
forms,
They can
and
roll
would
as
tell
long as
us
they want,
what
but the width
they
is where
think
you're,
and what it
where you have run into trouble.
Yeah.
but you
But
know,
I think because the sides will be too,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
Well, I think that's fine to go ahead and put that out and,
Yeah.
and get it, when it's
I
out
got a
there.
couple
Let
other,
it out and see
just
what kind of interest you
housekeeping
get.
things I mentioned. I like the insurance section on the
pool.
playground equipment better than the pool.
Like,
You just, personally. And then on completion, 2.13, completion liquidating damages, talking about a $50 fee for being late for calendar day in here.
Mhm.
I think 50 is way too modest.
Oh, I do too. I think it should be.
Add another
higher.
zero to it.
Well, from what my person
I'm
said to
sensitive to
give
that right
him,
now.
it's 1,000 a day is what they do.
I would say at least $500 a
okay,
day,
are
just
you
to be
talking,
sure.
which one are you talking, the
This-
playground?
that-
or the-
No, I'm talking
213
about
is
under the
213 is the
Under
pool.
pool,
Okay.
2.13.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
There's no liquidating damages on the Southern contract.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
Well, no,
that's it.
because
That's-
our guys.
Our
put
guys
that
will
up.
put the other equipment up.
Yeah.
They'll
Oh.
put the
Yeah.
playground up.
Okay, so
We
let's
don't have
make
that
a-
done.
Okay, so what do you guys want me to make that to
I'd say
be?
500 anyhow.
Oh, yeah, I,
Is that what you
that's on
want?
the cheap side.
Yeah.
Of course, obviously there'd be some, weather and, acts of
Right.
God, where they couldn't get in there to do something.
okay.
Well, and it says unless prevented by adverse weather.
Yeah, right, I don't wanna be
Right,
unreasonable about it, but if somebody's just not showing up and not getting the job done, and you run into
That's
winter,
what
and then
we
you got,
definitely
yeah.
went in on this
Yeah,
crap,
done.
but-
Okay, so there's.
Well, that's on that thing.
I got that
section,
updated.
case.
And then I'll make sure that it says in here, whatever, but I thought that we did that, but like I said, I had to have to read it again to make sure that it was a broad spectrum as to whatever they're going to be submitting to us, which it does say on the bid sheet.
Right,
They are to give us the specifications.
right.
Tell us this
The
is
best
what
way
they're
to do
going
it.
to do, and
Yeah.
this is what it's going to cost. Because we don't know what to tell them.
How many newspapers you gonna put this in?
Well,
We really only had to put it in one.
Well, I know it.
Well, but I mean, you
legally
wanna get
do,
it out there.
Well-
But you gotta get it out.
Right.
They get
I think you at least want to do
somebody
Springfield.
besides somebody from
Do you want to do
Taylorville.
St. Louis
Yeah, and
area?
sometimes online too, there's different places online you can go to put.
Yeah.
I think our best bet's just to find the companies and mail it to them personally, that we're taking the
But you
bid.
have to list it.
Yeah.
Legally, we
We
have.
do, yeah, and we can pick, but I mean, we don't
Both.
have to waste our money by sending it to the 8 different newspapers and running it.
No,
Right.
Do both.
Yeah, do both, yeah, but I think it's
Send them
required to
out.
put something in the local paper.
Send them out
Yeah.
and then put it in the local paper.
that's what we had thought,
Yeah.
put it in
Yeah.
the breeze and then
I'm
mail
good.
it
Oh,
to the
I'm
company,
care
because
how
there's
it
only
goes
so
out,
many
but you gotta-
companies that do it.
You
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah,
get,
it's pretty
you gotta get
specialized.
the word around.
Yeah, but online anymore, pretty effective for,
Yeah.
it seems like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you can do that
I
on.
mean, we can email bid specs, we can
but, yeah.
fax them.
Right. Okay.
if they're
Okay.
interested.
Okay, so that's the pool.
Pool.
Playground.
Have you looked at any? Done any pricing?
I'll let her
I've
talk about
generally,
it.
I've given it a brief look just at playtime. Basically because on their website, they give amounts on there. For what we have, you're looking at pretty much what we spent on the original. You're gonna wanna spend at least $100,000 on something to make it even worth the while, or else you're ending up with a slide and one little climbing up there.
Oh, yeah, you're not gonna get anything.
But that also doesn't include your flooring in there either.
Right.
So, and it, again, that depends on what kind of flooring you want. You could go from everything just to the wood chips, like what we put out at the complex, which is your cheapest option, to the rock,
The
to
wood chips I don't
the
like.
rubber chips out there. The rubber chips right now, if we have to completely replace, you're probably looking at $20,000. Or we've got the tile, which I've been told before, if you're putting down the tile, whatever your playground cost is, take half of that into flooring. So if we're putting down a $100,000 playground, $50,000 is going to be what it
But
takes.
I'm looking at it this way.
Yeah,
We spent almost 13,000 on that in what, 08?
yeah.
And here we are in 10 years later and it's needed to be replaced.
We need to add 4 inches right now.
For several years.
And I've had it
To
bid out.
me, you're cutting more to the chase and eliminating the problems of the constant maintenance, the aggravation, and everything by putting the tiles down and just
Being done with it.
taking the major leap and doing it and getting it done to start with, so you don't have it.
The only
Is it
thing
a
I
salt pile
wonder,
or?
Yeah.
It's the recycled tires. If you, but they're in
If you-
squares, they're in tiles.
Right down here by the,
Down at the
Dining hall.
dining hall.
Oh, that, like that stuff?
like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
And
lay
that's
top-
approved for young
Yes, it's
kids, because
approved
they'll
for
fall off
kids,
those
yes.
things.
For
and-
the
There.
fall zone.
Bailey's
Yeah.
got a piece of it.
It's like this,
Yeah.
but square, or like this, either way.
Well,
And
that
it-
doesn't feel very.
Well, and it also depends on how high your fall zone is on the thickness and
It's
stuff.
smoother,
like that,
it's
too.
smooth though, not like this, right?
It'll be a little bit smoother. This is like an example that we had gotten beforehand when we were thinking about it.
Like
The only
see
thing that
kids cut
I
their knees if
wonder
they fall.
on this, putting the concrete down and everything, what if you get to where you have to replace this new one that we're putting in, in
Mhm.
20-some years, then what do you
Well,
look
that's
at?
setting concrete down there, right now.
Yeah,
So
I
it
know,
doesn't
but
really
it's
matter.
also in the ground, it's not,
Yeah, but I mean, you'd have to
You
cut
don't
it
have
out
your- yeah.
with the concrete saw or whatever, I mean. But
Of course, I
if
guess
we're
in
not here,
20
it's
years-
not our problem.
yeah, 20 years, we're not gonna have to
Sweet.
see it. But I like to think ahead on things like that.
That's what you call
you're gonna be
passing
in
the
a
buck.
world You're gonna be in a world of hurt.
It would be bad. but
Yeah, yeah.
And
But-
there's no other way to put it, because you can't.
You can't
I
go
mean-
in and. I mean, the
I mean, I
only
would
way you
like
could
to do
cheapen it
this.
down would be to not make your area so big.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big area down there.
Yeah,
Now,
it is.
so that,
But
You put it, can you put it closer to the swings? Is
No.
that an area? No.
Nope.
So you can't do that.
No,
see?
because you had to have so far
Right.
in
For
front of the
the
swings,
swing,
and,
yeah.
yep, for your safety
The
zone.
rotation
Right.
of the swing.
But
And
still,
I would
it's a
think-
long way from the edge of those slides to the swings.
It is, but you'd be surprised, like when we put out the one at
You
the
have-
complex.
You have to have,
It's
I'm
crazy.
not positive, but when that swing comes out, you have to have so far.
So many feet, like 15, 20
Okay,
feet,
right, I can't
whatever.
remember. And then,
From the
from there, from the edge of the
playground.
of the playground, you have to have that fall zone to meet up to it.
Right.
So in theory, you could have
15 feet.
15, 20, 30 foot in between your pieces because of the distance of your fall zone.
No, as long as
The high swingers.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, they'll still run in front of them. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my opinion. If you're going to do it, it might be more expensive, but in the long run, it's going to be a better thing
How's
to
that
do
holding up the
because
stuff
it's
at
not.
the dining room?
By the dining hall, it's wonderful
But
still.
it, but it, did,
I mean,
does it get
it's
it's
on
heavy?
St.
not
Mary's.
this. It's not the same, but I mean, it's
No,
still.
it doesn't get heavy use there, but it's not, I don't think it's quite as sturdy as that stuff.
I can tell you, St. Mary's has had theirs down for years, and when
Yes.
we built the new school, it was taken up, and it was moved, and that playground was taken out of the concrete and moved
Really?
because my husband went and helped
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, okay.
And they put it back in and put all the tile back down, and it's fine.
So you
They
got like
reused
concrete
that
and
Yeah, you
then put
reused the
this over
same
it.
tile,
I guess,
and the
yeah,
playground
I
equipment is exactly the same. They numbered, like you said, numbered and marked it and all, and they got it all out and moved it, yeah, so
What's
it
going
can be
under
done.
this here?
Concrete.
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 You go to, how much concrete?
How thick, Gary, I don't know.
I
I
haven't looked
have
into
never dealt with that stuff.
But that's
Yeah.
something to look into, I think,
Yeah.
because to
Yeah.
me,
You're gonna get into a lot of.
you are,
concrete.
but the guys can do the concrete. I mean, it's not like you have to pay to have someone come and do it.
Who's gonna do it?
The guys can can't you lay concrete?
That's a pretty big slab. That might be.
You're asking for an awful lot there.
Well,
Okay, we got
I'm
both
not-
contractors.
I'm not.
we
I'm
can
not-
do both,
I
you know, you could find it out.
I could
Well,
talk
you
to
wanna
somebody.
keep the cost down because of
You
the
gotta,
anyway.
you gotta have somebody that knows how to finish
True.
concrete. You
Yeah.
And you might be able to get
can't-
Yeah, you gotta get it pretty level.
Somebody's
you
donate
can't-
their time.
You need a kid
Yeah.
that's gotta be.
You
It's
know,
gonna
you
have
can
to be
always-
as level as this table.
There's a lot of
before you
concrete
put
workers
that.
here in town that could donate
Oh.
their time too.
Yeah,
you know?
that's
Yeah,
true.
they could.
That's true. They could, if they would, yeah.
Well, there you go, you put it that
Yeah.
way, you know? I mean, there are ways around
That-
it
I
that-
think our
without having
main
to
thing,
strangle yourself.
Yeah, our main
We
thing
can look
is
at
to
that.
get the
That's
bid
not
out
a-
on this
that's
You
not
have
playground
to have
equipment.
somebody to
What?
understand.
I said, I think what our first thing is
Of
to
course,
get the
the
bid
guys
out
do
on
the
the
rest of
playground
it.
equipment.
Well, yeah, it was
Yeah.
in the form.
We got-
because the flooring and
We
playground
got-
can come from two different places.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So.
But I can't see.
Does
To
the
me-
Stubbs, or what was his name?
Is that the
Not
definition of what
Stubbs,
we're
does he
looking
still
for?
sell
I
that
mean,
Jim?
How do we know what they're
Jim?
bidding
It's
on?
very. It's basically just
What's that?
It's who we
the
bought.
standalone
the-
component. That's
it's
what's
who we-
out there.
The guy we
now,
bought
like
the
com-
playground.
from
with.
5 to 12 years
He's not
old.
doing it
He's
anymore.
not
Composite
there
structure,
anymore.
and then
Okay.
they fill out the
Well, I
manufacturer.
just, well,
Years old.
What is there still a
Yes.
place in Pana doing the?
Yeah, 5 years old to 12
Recycle
years old. That's what we have out there right
tire
now too.
I think it's sold just years ago.
Oh, I don't know.
What?
A paint
Pana
place
used
that
to
does
have a
recycled
place that
tire
did
place?
recycled tire mulch.
Tires all have metal put in them now.
So
So
they-
says Larry Berry. You can't use tire chips anymore. It's all rubber.
But they
mulch.
did the rubber, okay, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as far as the playground goes, for the bid, what my idea was with this is that you guys give me a price, and then we add that in there, and when we send it out, we say, okay, this is what the Taylorville Park District has. Send me your 3 best options at this price, to go along with that, and then they send us that, and we look and see what we like. See what they can give
Okay,
us
what did
for
we
that
spend
price.
out at Don Brad? What was that, 40?
That was about 40. And that was with
Okay.
it being on sale.
It was
So I mean,
on
think
sale.
about how little that guy is. And
Yeah.
you never know. Right now, Game Time is doing a matching grant with
Okay,
it,
so there you
up
go.
to $90,000.
So now's the time to go.
So now it's
So you can
kind
get
of the-
180 for,
you just may. You may
yeah.
get a $180,000 playground for $90,000
what's
from
the
us.
matching grant business?
If we spend $90,000, they'll give us $90,000.
Who's that?
Playground.
Playtime.
Playtime.
There's a brand of playground equipment.
But we
Playtime.
have to
But
use
you
their
gotta
brand.
use their brand of.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just like when we send these out, they can offer that
Oh.
when they submit their bid. Is that, hey, we can give you this for
So-
this
And you're
price,
gonna get more bang for
and
your
we'll get a
buck.
little bit better bang.
Assuming they're
Do you
competitive otherwise.
Send
Yeah.
them pictures of what you have, and that's about what you want, but maybe
I was
a
gonna
little
just
bit better.
send. I was just gonna send a general area size, and
Right.
then. But I
Dollar
mean,
amount.
granted, we can go bigger if we. I mean, I'd love to go bigger if they can give
We
us
can't
something
afford to.
bigger. If,
Yeah.
but it depends on what
I
you
would
guys
say
give me for
we'd
a dollar
spend
amount.
100
Yeah, I think
is
we'll
low,
have to, yeah.
lowballing it.
Yeah.
I mean, here, let
Yeah.
me.
And that's if you get a matching grant.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now hold on. If you're spending 100 and you get 100, that's 200.
Mhm.
Then you're gonna have to have 100 for the floor.
Right.
The
Okay.
floor wouldn't qualify for their Betsy grant.
No,
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 no.
no.
I mean, I can give
But
you
you
a
can't
brief.
get it Gary, for less than
I
that.
can give you a brief
Because
look here, like
it's
this.
over that for that.
This teeny little guy here. This
I'm
is,
just-
you know, a slide and a climber, or like one tube and a tiny rock wall. This is nothing compared to ours. This is 31,000. Just this one guy right here.
Mhm.
You know, and then you jump all the way up. This is 105,000.
Oh, I love that.
It's ginormous. It's got your trees. It's got 6 slides.
Yeah, me,
It's
we
got
wanna-
a
we wanna
whole
play on it right
climbing
now.
section.
Yeah, we,
You know what I mean? Like you can see, like you hate to
have
only spend.
Do we have the area for the deluxe?
This is 61 to 54 feet.
We have
Well,
the
there's
money.
still a lot of area.
And there still is a lot of area
That's a big
right
area.
over there too. But I mean, this is just off game time. This is the one option.
I got
And a lot of times when you put out bids, they can create new playgrounds too. This is just right off the website that I printed off just to give a slight idea of like the difference
And this is
of
all
what we have.
like
I mean,
that.
this is our major playground.
Yes,
You
it
know, the
is.
complex has a cute little one. James Park has a really nice one. But this is the Manners Park playground. This is where you go to. This is where the baseball games are. This is where day camp plays. This is the main attraction. It's the
Well,
nicest
you have all
playground.
your
in-
family reunions.
It's,
and
it's
everything
the nicest
going on.
playground in
And there's
Taylorville.
chocolate
We need to keep
yeah.
it the nicest playground in Taylorville. Give the family something to play on when they're out here.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's something we want to go chintzy on.
No, I do
This
not
one.
either.
So,
So
Well,
do we need to give you the go-ahead to,
I would love the go ahead to start throwing out the pool and playground.
I think I got to.
Yeah, we've got
Because
to.
you
We don't
know
have
you want to
any
get
choice.
things done. You
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah.
You
Who's
can't.
not in favor of that?
right. We just gotta figure out how to pay for everything.
Yeah.
got some money.
Right, right.
Well, tell everybody what we got so they
Yeah,
know.
Okay,
We've
we
been
have,
hack-holing.
in our overflow, we have $250,000. And currently, in our checking account, we have $548,000. So we have a little bit of money. We still have 3, now that
And
includes
we've
the
been hanging on to
second
that overflow for the
2 years.
pool.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
Right.
for the pool. That's
And I
the
would not be
purpose.
surprised if it doesn't take every bit of that.
Yeah.
Well, we
Exactly.
talked about that. We think it would.
Yeah.
Now this is with, we have 2 installments. There's not one in your papers because it just came this month, and we have 3 more that we should receive this year. But the point is that money was put aside for the pool. That was the
Right,
thought of
absolutely.
everybody.
Because we knew what was coming.
Exactly. And you know what? If we have a little bit of extra money, that playground needs it bad.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
needs it. I mean, we have to do something. You all
Yeah,
saw them
I
shake
mean,
it in.
You know,
It's
kids
not
gonna get
acceptable
hurt
for-
out there.
Yeah,
I'd
they
rather
are.
put the money
And-
in the playground than I
Then
would a
insurance.
lawsuit.
That's right.
Well,
You don't
and
want anybody hurt.
people want to come out here and be able to have their kids do
Yes.
something safe. I don't know. Any thoughts on putting a fence around the whole thing to try to keep the big, older, lard-ass kids out?
No.
You think it'll help?
No, and I think
Other
it'll be
than
more of an
standing out there with
eyesore
the potato
than
gun?
anything.
Invite.
Yeah.
If you put a fence around it, you're gonna put a place for them to hide at night.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
that's true.
But
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
okay because we'll have another fund coming up, another grant coming up this year, and I'd like to get permission to get some more cameras.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah, I would love to put one right there on them little suckers, especially once you go out there and stand on top of the dinosaur head or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Want an indoor.
I used to get out of the car and walk up there with the camera. Say, could you smile? Well, what'd you take that for? I said, well, the front page of the paper so your parents could see how proud they are of you that you're big. That's on top of these kids' playground. While that sign behind you says 12 and under. Yeah.
That guy, when we pulled up
Mm.
down there, that guy and gal that had them
Mhm.
two little kids, he said he just run somebody
Yeah, it's what he
Yeah.
said, they were on the roof.
off the roof of the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just kinda have to rely on some of the other people that are out there. to-
And they are pretty good.
And
We
they
have
are.
some great
You know, if
parents
you've
that
got- Yeah.
that will say,
got
hey,
help
you know
police.
what?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so do we need to make a motion for that?
Yep.
Say yes.
Make
Let's get a motion
Okay.
to approve both of these to put out for bid for the playground and the pool
We're gonna make a couple changes that we
With
talked
those
about.
modifications,
Make
with the modifications
modifications.
that Mary Ann has
Okay.
indicated.
and make sure prevailing wage in one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make that motion that we just,
With the
Talked about
100,000
yeah,
on the playground,
yeah.
hopefully for matching.
I'll second that.
Okay,
Well, wait, what's the motion again?
I made a motion that we approve the bids as modified
with the changes we
both.
talked about.
Okay.
the pool and the playground
And
equipment.
with the 100 grand
Okay.
limit on the
The
playground, the
100, yeah.
100,000 we said.
That's gonna be,
Because
that's
she
gonna
has
be
to
in the
have-
bid, or just, that's
She
what I
has to
think?
have
Yeah.
an amount to spend kind of
Yeah.
ideas so she can let them know when
It
she
might
puts it
run a
out
little
what
more,
they,
it might not
Okay.
run that much.
in that
But
general
we have to
area.
give them a general area.
of what we want to spend, so they'll know what to
That's just for
offer.
the playground equipment, not for
No.
the,
Not
Nothing
for this,
else.
Just
not
for the
right.
playground.
not for the
Just-
surface.
No,
Right.
just the playground equipment right now.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay, can I get a second, Tanya?
Yeah, I
Thank
did.
you. Oh, you did, okay, but so Sue,
yes.
Don,
Yeah.
Bob,
Yes.
and Tanya.
Yes.
And yes.
Okay.
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 And, now we need to have the reports.
Right.
Gary? You wanna tell us about the pool and the playground?
Yeah, tell us about it, Gary.
Tell us all about it.
Okay, well, we've been down there all right. Okay. Now, mowing, we've had to take some trees out. We got more to take out. We put a new roof on the pavilion out at the complex.
I saw that.
Started getting in touch with some people about getting our roads done. So
Good.
that's about it.
Okay.
Duns are not gonna cover that anymore?
Where do you
We're
have
not under
5 year with
contract.
them?
Oh, okay.
What I do is I get a hold of about 3 different ones
Okay.
and tell them I have X amount of dollars,
Mhm.
and you tell me how far you're going to give me.
Yeah,
And
What can I get for my money, huh?
yeah.
that's
How far will my bucks go
I seen,
there?
I seen Marshall the other day, he's working for Friesen. Dave Friesen.
Yeah, Dave Friesen brought him out.
Dave Friesen brought him out, you ought to get
Yeah.
hold of him.
I have.
Okay.
Okay. Marion?
Okay, as you all know, Lindsay left the 8th.
Aw.
She was
She
a
was good
great
help.
help this summer.
Yeah.
She came back in and
Very good.
visited us today. I completed the 2019-2020 legislative survey for iParks. Renewed my notary commission is good till August 25th, 2022. We got the guys' t-shirts. They're up right now, getting Taylorville Park District embroidered above their pockets. It's kind of a bright neon yellow.
Neon green.
Yeah, neon
They-
green.
They're not
I
gonna
guess.
look like waste management guys.
I don't know. Yeah, probably. But nobody will get them. If you guys remember Millie that came in from the Painted Newspaper, she wanted to do the article on the Chautauqua buildings. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure if you guys
remember you
remember that.
talking to her.
She got them done and she sent them to me, and we are building an article was the 4th installment. She sent all 4 installments of it
Oh.
to me. So if you guys want to see that, I have
Yeah.
those there. That was very nice. iParks annual report, if anybody wants to review it, but I want you to all see the beautiful
Picture,
pond.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
our
All
pond
right.
on the bottom.
All right.
So
Taylorville Park District
we're
Pond.
very proud of that. So that's out here.
Is that a Doug Quick?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, he does very good. We received the second installment of taxes, property taxes, on August 13th. And of course, when I already told you, I had received the updated prevailing wage. And that's all I have.
Okay,
How did
Dana?
we ever
All
come
right.
out on the golf course liquor license?
We're gonna-
Is that all?
Sorry, Dawn.
Okay.
No. All right, senior lunch was Thursday the 9th. We did meatball subs for the first time. That went really
So
well.
went over, yeah.
Next month we're going to do some fried chicken. Day camp ended. We did week 10 was Save the World week with Miss Debbie LaVault coming 3 times, which was really nice. Our last day of camp was on Friday, August 10th. Closed the pool down. Yay! On Sunday the 12th, we did get our last unexpected Ellis audit, which we got an exceeds on. So 3 exceeds for the summer.
awesome.
Very nice. On Sundays, we, if you don't know, we do a special to where you can get in for $1 per person, or you can give a canned food item. Through all of that on our Sundays, we were able to donate over 1,000 pounds of food to the local food pantry. So it went really, really well. Gary loves that, hauling all those cans for me. JFL and YFL football games have begun out at the complex, so that is still really busy out there.
I have a
Men's
question.
softball.
Hold on.
Yes.
Gotta ask me a
Yes.
question.
Who's playing at the high school? Little kids.
Part of YFL is
Oh,
playing
really?
here, and part is playing out there on the turf. The JFL is playing all with us, except for one 8th grade game will play out there under the lights. So, yes.
So then are they gonna, after they get this all established out there, is that where they're going?
YFL possibly, because I know Jeb is who is in charge of YFL as well. Junior Football League has told me they do not want to leave us. They are very happy here. They love that we run the concession stand for them, but they do want to give the 8th grade boys one night under the lights for a home game.
Well, and I know the situation they had. That
When they were
wouldn't
kicked
want to
off,
go
they were
back.
not very
Yeah.
happy with it. So,
When they were no longer welcome.
yes. Men's softball will be doing a home run derby this Friday, followed by a Labor Day tournament. And then their fall season will start on September 16th. And then our Healthy Kids running series will start again for the fall on Sunday, September 16th as well. So we'll have that out here every Sunday
Girls
for
will come.
quite a while. Yeah, it was fun. My kids ran it. So otherwise, I'm still kind of closing down day camp and stuff, but it was a good summer. Good summer.
Very good.
Good enough.
Yes, great job.
I have something to interact, and I don't know.
Is it to do with that, any of
No.
this? Okay, well, let's approve their
Oh, okay,
reports.
okay.
I make a motion to accept all reports.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, go ahead, Sandy.
As you know, this Sunday is Rack's private golf party out at the golf course. Yes. And I know.
Who's Rex?
Rack is,
Rack.
what's his name? Anyway.
Ron McCabe.
Ron McCabe.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah, Ron McCabe.
And okay, if I can't buy a beer at Kroger's before noon,
Be this because
Yeah, I know.
Yes, yes.
but I
You're
want
catching on, Bob.
to reiterate that they should be reminded of last year's. And what they did was they ordered whatever liquor they wanted before noon, didn't pay for it, and then they had people at noon or after go out and disperse it. That's fine with me. But I can't go out there on any Sunday and have a Bloody Mary before noon.
So they ordered it ahead of time,
They
didn't
would,
drink it until
they didn't drink it or
but the
eat
whole
it.
thing is you can't purchase it.
Well, they didn't buy it. They just put the order in.
Okay, well,
They
so,
didn't pay for it.
So that's their way of getting around it, and that's fine. I don't care how they think they can get around it, but they
as long as nobody takes it in their
Right.
hand and no money's exchanged before
Right.
noon.
because
my
they
name's on
always
that
that's
list.
right. They always need to be reminded, you know,
You might,
who has the liquor.
I'll just give him a call.
And I don't know if Gene's out there as much as he was. I know he helped out last year. He might.
Well, it
be.
was the year before that it was the major issue, right?
yes.
Well, a couple of people came to me and said, excuse my French, I want to know who that bitch was that made such a big deal that we couldn't drink before noon. I said, you're looking at the bitch, baby. You don't like it?
Well, hey, you can't go anywhere and buy it in
That's
town.
right.
Yeah,
It's
that's
an
right,
ordinance and we,
Yeah.
we,
Well, it's also
we're
a state
picky
law.
about
State
that,
law.
yeah.
Right.
State law.
Yeah.
So, you know, and if they
How's
don't
Toby
like
do
it,
it?
they could go home.
Kroger's don't.
Toby.
Oh,
Well, I don't know.
Toby, that bar with Toby sells at 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
I don't know how to get away with it.
I don't
yeah.
either.
Somebody
But
No
don't.
one's turned him in.
No, yeah, that's just it right
I
there.
mean,
I don't care what Toby does.
Yeah, and I don't.
Well, I'm not-
So not doing our part, just
I
your
really
property.
don't.
it's not like
Yeah,
I'm
my
there,
property.
but I know they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
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 Sweetheart, I was at the frontier at 5 o'clock in the morning. In the olden days.
Yeah.
In the old days, you could stay open that late.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, finance committee.
I've never been a very good drinker, so there you go. I need a motion to approve the approval for payment of bills.
I'll make that motion.
I'll
The
second.
approval of payment of all bills.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay, Sue,
Yes.
Don,
Yeah.
Bob,
Yes.
and Tanya,
Yes.
and Marlene, yes. Okay, then, we need to go into executive session. What was it under, Mary Ann? Oh, there it is, sorry. You gave it to me. 5 ILCS 120/2C11. So I need a motion for
Holy
that.
cow. Okay.
Here, can I get that
No,
motion?
I can't even read it from here. I'll make motion to go under there.
Yeah.
That
Under
would
that
be
blue- under that
5
blue thing.
ILCS
Yeah, under that blue
120/2C11. I need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, and I need a vote. Sue?
Yes.
Don?
Yeah.
Bob?
Yes.
And Tanya?
Yes.
And yes for me.